the Cavs are in a first-round playoff crisis, or they were before Game 5, and they were within Game 5. But in the end, they found a way to win. To me, that's all that matters, is get the W. Yes, we'll get into it, the fact that they didn't play well most of the way. Game 6 is tomorrow night on Prime at 7:30, as you see there. Guys, I'll let you guys go first because you're more negative about it. I'm usually the most negative about the Cavs, but I'm the most positive on this panel right now because I don't care that it was a sloppy game. It's not ideal.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like a bad win is always worse than a loss, like every time. The only thing that I wrote this morning was, when Kenny's talking about they showed mental toughness coming back, I'm like, mental toughness, you're down 12 at home against a team without its best players, some of its best players. You should never have been in that position in the first place. If you want to display mental toughness, go do it on the road. Win Game 6 on the road. Win in a hostile environment. Yeah. Come back against a better team than this. If you're in a deficit on the road and the crowd's in your face, that's how you show mental toughness. I'm not buying mental toughness because you put yourself in a position where you're down 12 against a team that Brandon Ingram was out on a bad heel, played 11 minutes and left the game and didn't come back. Scotty Barnes is limping around with a bad quad. They haven't had Quigley the entire series. This is a depleted Toronto roster. You're the healthiest you've ever been. You're down 12.
Yeah.
And down 3 going into the fourth quarter. So that to me is not a display of mental toughness. So I'm glad they won the game. I'm glad they're up 3-2. They're probably going to win the series now. They should close it out in 6. That's great. They got a lot to clean up. If this team's going to go on the type of run that we think they're capable of going on, man, they got to play much better than this, because the one thing that we've said for how many years now is just be healthy when you get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and they are.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
And now you got to take advantage of it. And I just don't feel like they're just not playing to their capabilities.
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, I'm going to take the win. Listen, I'll take the win any day and twice on Sunday. Second of all, I do think, and I'm going to get to this a little later on, I do believe that I like what Evan Mobley did. Because he along with Schroder were the two dudes that kept him in him. This little flurry that Evan Mobley had at the end of the quarter where he had a dunk. I think this is the shot where he hit the three-pointer. And he kind of right then, he had another big three that he hit. And like you talk about, we want to see something from Evan Mobley. I thought he showed you something right there, especially when the team was down. But I will, to Jason's point, I mean, if we want to be a contender, they got to clean a lot of stuff up. I mean, you're down 12, and again, for most of the game, Shead and Scotty Barnes and R.J. Barrett, those guys really again out physicaled you, again out hustle, got all the loose balls. I don't know what they were doing defensively in so many open looks that people had. And if Brandon Ingram doesn't go out that game, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about now. Because you had Brandon Ingram out. Scotty Barnes was running around limping. They don't have Quickly. So my thing is, the Cavs got to understand that if you want to advance to the next round and you want to be a championship caliber team, you're going to have to figure out a way that you guys can bring that consistent energy. I'll take the win, but some of the stuff is alarming. And the biggest thing to me is the turnovers. I mean, the nonchalant cross-court passes that get picked off, or nonchalant dribbling in the backcourt. I almost got an 8-second count last night. So for me, I think those are things that Kenny should be preaching. And sometimes I feel like Kenny, instead of him just laying the hammer down and being like, look, man, we won the game, but we got a lot of stuff to do. It just seems like he's like, oh, this is what we needed. It's a tough game series, and, we'll learn from it. Come on, man. We got to clean some of that up.
I have a totally different feeling than the way you guys are.
I can't believe what I just heard.
It's crazy to me because all that matters. This is not college football. There's no style points.
Of course.
There's no ranking. Just because they're playing sloppy at times in this series doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen next series. In fact, I look at last night and I'm like, they won a game in which Donovan was at best mediocre, and James Harden didn't score basically in the second half. I look at that as a good win. And I think I get what you're saying, that how much credit can I give them for mental toughness when they should have never put themselves in the position. But that being said, they're being called frauds and soft and weak all over the place, by us included, by national media. Charles Barkley is, apologizing to America for picking the Cavs to win the series. And they did show some fight and toughness at the end of the game. I'm not going to pat them on the back for it, but it's better than the alternative, which was Game 4 when they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley, we all know he's been inconsistent. I get it. And I'm not expecting him necessarily to play great in Game 6. But when the chips were down and their stars were not playing well, Evan Mobley picked it up on both ends.
He had 2 big threes in the fourth quarter.
And some big
Schroder
blocks.
Played great.
Schroder, even Jared Allen, you look at the stats, they're not great, but he had some big moments in that game.
Defensively, he was awesome. And
he
a couple
was
big blocks
fantastic.
late.
So, I thought Sam Merrill played well. Obviously, Schroeder was just ridiculous in the game. And sometimes, I get it, the other team's hurt. I don't care what would have happened if Brandon Ingram wasn't in there. Nobody cared when Donovan Mitchell wasn't in there, or Darius Garland, or Kevin Love, or Kyrie Irving. Nobody said that when the Warriors won the championship that first year when Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. We were saying, if they hadn't got hurt. Nobody else in the country gave a rat's what.
Right.
Nobody else was saying, what if Kyrie didn't get hurt? What if Kevin Love didn't get hurt? They didn't care. They celebrated the Warriors winning a championship. So why do I care that Brandon Ingram got hurt? Sometimes you got to give the other team credit. I thought the Raptors, I don't think the Cavs, the Cavs at times didn't play very well defensively, and they were sloppy with the ball a little bit. But I don't think the Cavs played terrible basketball for 3 quarters.
They won 3 of the 4 quarters.
They were scoring. I mean, they were, the Raptors were playing well. They were taking the ball to the basket. They were being aggressive. I'm going to give them credit rather than crap on the Cavs. Do I think the Cavs are going to win a championship? Of course not. I don't think so. I never thought so. Do I think they can beat Boston? I'm dubious about that. But I don't think the fact that they haven't been as dominant as we hoped against Toronto means they couldn't beat Detroit or Orlando in the second round.
I just can't believe we're having this conversation after a playoff win. It's always a playoff win, and gee, I love you. You're my guy. But we're out here celebrating Week 18 wins over the Bengals in a completely meaningless regular season game. And then we're gonna poo-poo a playoff win?
No,
come on! They won a playoff game here, man.
Fair point.
Let me give you the context behind that.
Yeah.
So the reason why you can look at it 2 different circumstances is because, frankly, you look at what the Cavs track record is. We looked at the Cavs track record for going back 5-6 years. It has been some of the same things that we continue to see. The goal for the Cleveland Cavaliers is not to beat the Raptors in the first round. That is supposed to be a thing. That's what it is when you have aspirations for a championship. What we're saying is, I'm not taking nothing away from the win. I started off by saying you're going to take the win every single time. But if you are a championship caliber team, it is realistic to say there are some things that the Cavs have manifested in these 5 games that are troublesome if they look to move past this round and win a championship.
Agreed. But
this is reaction. This is the day after reaction, though. We're not.
Yeah, the way it's being described is if, it's a foregone conclusion that these bad things are going to continue. And because the Cavs have been crappy in the past, I get why you might think that, but it's still no guarantee. I mean, it is a different team now. It really is. And I don't know. I'll be interested to see what Dennis Schroeder's role is going forward. Obviously, Keon
he was incredible.
Ellis,
we have not done a good. He was incredible in the
incredible in that.
He had
fourth
11
quarter.
points in the fourth quarter. The rest of the Cavs had 11 points.
He
in the
basically
fourth quarter. Dennis was awesome.
He basically saved the season. Schroeder came in and balled. Like I said, Evan Mobley and Schroeder balled. To be truthful, I started off with Evan Mobley. All I'm saying is this: what I want to see is, guess what? Sometimes you might not play your best game and you win, right? Sometimes you hit some shots and you stop the other team and you say, okay, we're going to give Toronto credit. Here's what I'm going to say. For the most part, I can say that Toronto's effort has been higher than the Cavs because it has to be that way if they want to have a chance. I just think, Jason, I'll ask you, I just think that the talent differential between the Raptors and the Cavs is a lot bigger of a gap.
The series should have ended last night. That should have been it. And they should be home with their feet up. And now they got to go back and now they got to play
in the end, if they win Game 6, does it matter really?
If they win Game 6, I'll give them credit because it's the hardest thing to do in basketball is to close somebody out on their home run.
I don't think we're really that far off from each other. I really don't, because you said you agree with me in terms of like the mental toughness.
There's still questions about it.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. Yes.
So I'm applauding the win. Like, you did what you needed to do. You got the win. Congratulations. We'd be having a whole different conversation if you're down.
Right.
If you did lose that game last night. So I really don't think we're that far off. I've just been so unimpressed. I liked how they played in games 1 and 2, and I've just been thoroughly unimpressed with this team since the end of game 2. And that's the frustrating part, is because it's like, guys, man, you're healthy. This is not a good team, and they're hurt. Right. This series should be over.
Right, but on the other hand, the way they've collapsed in the past and the way they collapsed in game 4, I'm sure we were all thinking when they were down 12 in this game, oh, they're going to lose.
They were getting booed.
And they didn't.
And there was a reason they was getting booed. Yes,
they deserve to get booed.
No, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but they were able to hear that, understand what's at stake, understand this entire thing is on the line. And
I think we got to go back and highlight the point that we got more excited about a Browns meaningless win in Week 18 than the Cavs playoff win.
The vibe in here feels like they just lost.
I
can't believe Bull of all people, Bull, you're the one.
It's not.
That is looking at this line.
Because here's the thing. When you got the expectations for a team that has a bunch of rookies playing.
Enjoy the ride.
What?
Like, if the Browns make the Super Bowl and they win by 1 in the first round of the playoffs, are we going to come in and be like, they probably should have beat Tennessee by more than 1? No, we're going to celebrate a playoff win here, guys.
Absolutely not. You're not going to do that. But
didn't Earl pick him to go to the Super Bowl yesterday? That's what I was told.
He had 9 wins.
Absolutely not.
Was he drug tested before the show?
Why do you think I started off by saying Evan Mobley came out, and the bright spot I felt for this game was Evan Mobley when they were down, when Donovan Mitchell wasn't doing nothing, and we asked for Evan Mobley to step up. He hits 2 or 3 threes. He comes out, he's aggressive, he gets a dunk, and at some of those plays, he's doing it at the end of the shot clock with shot hands. That's a big shot. Look at the score in these places, right? I also think you look at Dennis Schroder. We talked about whether or not Schroder was going to be in the rotation. So Dennis Schroder not only came back in, he got to the rim 2 or 3 times. He hit a couple of big threes. And when they were going back and forth, and they really didn't quite have the lead, it was actually Schroder with the ball in his hands doing it. So you got to give the others credit. You got to give him credit. I thought Jared Allen played a really nice game defensively. I thought Evan Mobley was nice defensively. But I will say, in the scheme of things, we got the win. What we got to do is get to Game 6 in Toronto, and what I want to see is clean some of this other stuff up and win. I picked them to win the series 4 games. Well, I picked them to win the series 4 games to 2. So we'll see what it looks like.
Win this one on the road. Mike mentioned something before the playoffs that I was thinking about last night. He said, and I totally agree with this, he said Dennis Schroder can shoot you into a game or shoot you out of a game. And last night was the good version. Last night you saw peak Dennis Schroder when he's got it rolling, what he can do and how he can help. Because I said I wasn't sure there's a spot for him in the playoff rotation.
Right. Yeah.
And at times there hasn't been, but they needed him last night, and he delivered. And all credit to him. So I don't want to come in here and crap all over him. I don't think I am. I'm just more aggravated that, like, what happened to the team from games. And I know better than anybody that every game is its
an
own.
ebb and flow.
Yes, right. I get that. But this does not look like the same team since game 2, and I'm just scratching my head going, why? Because you're playing an inferior team that's all beat up.
But didn't they look like that team in the fourth quarter? I mean, it wasn't Donovan and Harden, but
yeah, I guess.
They held Toronto to 17 points in the fourth quarter.
What's that?
Yeah, they held Toronto
won the
to
fourth
17.
quarter by 8.
Well,
they held
had nobody
Toronto
left.
to 17.
They better hold them to 17 points. They got nobody out there. They're out of bodies.
Those guys, the guys who were in, were playing well for Toronto.
They were playing hard.
Who's the dude that hit all them doggone threes?
Jacoby Walter was 6 of 14.
Listen, he was out there.
Yeah.
And look, you know what I'll give credit to? I'll say this. I still don't like his game like that, but Scotty Barnes
been awesome.
Scotty Barnes has been balling.
He's on one leg right now.
I mean, he's on one leg, and he done added some stuff to his game. His passing ability yesterday was crazy. He was dropping dimes. 2 or 3 of them was hitting guys in the hands. They couldn't hold the ball. I was also surprised at the fact that his ability to handle the ball and also hit this little mid-range jumper, which is kind of crazy. Now I'm like, okay, you hitting that. But the thing that I get at too, and I'm gonna give them credit for, is defensively. That it's either something, I don't know what's going on with our guards or what's happening, but Scotty Barnes is a defender that is staying in front of James Harden.
He's an elite defender.
He is staying in front of Donovan Mitchell.
He's elite.
Shead is a pest. Their pressure in the backcourt is crazy. They are RJ Barrett has been physical. The offensive rebounding, I'll give them credit because they are playing at maximum level. Like they are giving every bit of energy they got. They want every 50-50 ball. They want they're going to be the more physical group. So I got to give them credit for that because they is bringing the fight to them. The Cavs are a better team offensively and talent-wise, but they're bringing the fight. So what I want to see is, more than anything, forget the wins and losses. What I want to see is, I want to see the Cavs continue to bring the same level of intensity for 4 quarters. And I don't think that's too much to ask for.
I don't think it's
That's totally fair.